Welcome back, everybody, to Deep Dive. And today, oh man, are we going deep?
Wow.
AI and frameworks for making decisions. And we've got a whole bunch of research here
Oh, yeah.
that, well, let me just tell you, AI isn't just like helping us use these frameworks. It's making them smarter, like way smarter.
Yeah, it really is changing the game. Frameworks are all about giving your thinking a structure, right? Especially when things get super complicated and AI is making that structure like dynamic, like it can change, and it's all about data now.
So, okay, before we get too far down the rabbit hole here, let's do a quick, like, Frameworks 101, just so everyone's on the same page. I mean, think about it this way. You're planning a vacation.
Right.
And you don't want to forget your passport. So you use a framework, like a checklist, to make sure you got everything.
Exactly.
Or say you're trying to figure out your career path. You might use like one of those decision matrix things to see like, okay, salary versus work-life balance.
Right.
Those are frameworks in action.
Yeah. They help us, sort through all the info and make, hopefully, a good decision. And the really cool part is how AI just like kicks that whole process into overdrive. Think about it, Old school frameworks, it was all manual. Somebody had to sit there and do all that analysis. It took forever, and honestly, people make mistakes. AI, though, it can go through tons of data, way faster, way more accurate than any person ever could.
So it's like having this, I don't know, super-powered assistant who can crunch all those numbers and see the patterns we'd probably miss.
Right.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah, that's pretty wild.
And it gets even cooler when you think about how it can, like, adapt in real time. Imagine your SWOT analysis, strengths, weaknesses, all that updating itself as new info comes in.
Yeah.
Or your, project plan adjusting when deadlines change. AI can bring that kind of, like, flexibility to how we make decisions.
All right, now we're talking. Okay, so let's get into the nitty-gritty of how AI is doing all this. We hear about LLMs all the time now, large language models, like OpenAI's got their GPT series, and then there's Meta's Llama. What are these things? And how do they, play into this whole framework world?
Okay, so LLMs, they're basically AI systems. They've been trained on, like, mountains of data, so they can understand and actually, like, write human-like text. And for frameworks, that's super powerful because they can go through like reports, news articles, even what people are saying on social media.
Wow.
And pull out the important stuff.
So like if I'm doing market research for a new product,
right,
an LLM could look at like thousands of customer reviews and tell me like what people really love or hate about similar products.
Yeah, exactly. Think of it like you've got a research assistant who's read everything ever written on a topic.
Oh, wow.
And then they just like summarize the key points in plain English. And here's the kicker.
Okay.
They can even keep adding new data as it comes in.
That's wild.
Imagine like scenario planning, where you're trying to figure out what might happen in the future.
Yeah.
An LLM can keep your analysis up to date,
I see.
constantly pulling in the newest info.
That is game changing. Okay, this is like, whoa, mind blown. But there's another AI thing I keep hearing about. Transformers. What are those? And where did they fit into all of this?
Okay, so transformers, they're a specific type of AI, the kind behind models like GPT, BERT, and Google's got one called Gemini.
Right.
What makes them special is that they use attention mechanisms, which is a fancy way of saying they can like focus on the most important parts of the data, kind of like how we skim an article to find the key points, but like on a superhuman level.
So it's like having an AI that can read 1,000-page market analysis.
Exactly.
And be like, hey, these 2 sentences, that's all you need to know.
Yeah, pretty much. It's all about understanding the context. And that's super important for frameworks that need to like really dig deep into the data. Imagine, say, you're doing a root cause analysis trying to figure out why a product launch totally flopped. A transformer could pinpoint the exact things that went wrong.
That's insane. Where can I get one?
Well, it's not quite that simple, but you get the idea. This is the kind of power transformers bring to the table.
That is incredible. Okay, so we've got LLMs crunching data and transformers like adding this deep understanding. But what are the actual tools that are making all of this happen?
That's a great question. There's a whole bunch of AI-powered frameworks popping up. Meta's got Llama. It's open source, which is perfect if you don't have a ton of resources.
Oh.
It's making this tech way more accessible.
I like that.
Which is super exciting.
What about Google's Gemini? That one seems to be like everywhere lately.
Yeah, Gemini's cool because it's multimodal. So it doesn't just work with text. You can handle images and other types of data too.
So like analyzing product reviews along with product photos.
Exactly. That gives you a much more complete picture.
Okay, that's impressive. And then, of course, we've got to talk about ChatGPT, the one everyone and their grandma knows about. It's all about conversations, but can it actually be helpful for frameworks too?
Oh, for sure. Imagine like brainstorming with ChatGPT as you map out a customer journey, how a customer interacts with your business,
Right.
or even when you're planning a project. It can give you fresh ideas, help you spot potential problems, and even suggest different ways to do things. It's like having a super smart brainstorming buddy.
So all of this is like seriously mind-blowing, but it's all a little bit like up in the clouds, How is this actually being USED in the real world? Like, give me some concrete examples.
Well, for one, LLMs are being used to dissect customer feedback on a massive scale. Companies are going through thousands of reviews, figuring out what people really think.
That makes sense. So it's not just like a general vibe of, are people happy?
Yeah.
They can actually see the specific things that are making customers happy or ticked off.
Exactly. And then you've got AI-powered PESTEL frameworks.
PESTEL.
Yeah, it stands for political, economic, social, technological, environmental, and legal factors. They're giving businesses real-time insights into market trends, almost like having a crystal ball,
Wow, that's powerful. What about project management, though? I'm always struggling to stay organized and on track. Can AI help with that, too?
Oh, absolutely. AI tools are now being used to automatically figure out which tasks are the most important, helping teams stay focused and on schedule. It's not just about sticking to a rigid plan anymore. Right. It's about being flexible and adapting to changes.
AI can help with that.
Yeah. And making sure you're always working on the stuff that really matters.
This is incredible. It feels like AI is revolutionizing every part of how we make decisions.
It really is. And we're just getting started. The possibilities with AI-powered frameworks are practically endless. We've only just scratched the surface.
I am so ready to hear more. But I thought we need to take a quick break here. When we come back, let's talk about what all of this means for us. How can we actually use these AI tools and frameworks to make better decisions in our own UN lives?
Okay, welcome back, everyone. I don't know about you, but after that last segment, I am my brain is buzzing. AI is really shaking things up when it comes to making decisions.
It really is.
But let's get down to brass tacks here.
Right.
How can we actually use all this cool AI framework stuff, in our own lives?
Yeah, that's the $1 million question, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's all impressive, all the tech and everything, but it only matters if you can actually put it to work.
For sure. Okay, so let's say I'm small business owner. I'm trying to figure out if I should launch a new product line.
Okay.
How could AI and these frameworks help me make that call?
Well, you could start with an AI-powered SWOT analysis, right?
Yeah.
Instead of just listing out your strengths, weaknesses, all that, the AI could really dig into the data, look at market trends, what your customers are saying, even what your competitors are doing. So it wouldn't just be oh, you have a strong brand. It would actually show me how strong my brand is compared to everyone else.
Exactly. It could tell you how people perceive your brand, compared to your competitors, spot potential problems before they even happen, and even suggest ways to make your brand even stronger.
Okay, that's starting to click. What about other frameworks? I've used decision matrices before, but they can be kind of a pain to set up.
Right, a lot of manual work.
Yeah, tons of spreadsheets.
AI can make that way easier. Imagine a decision matrix that automatically pulls in all the data points you need, weighs the options for you, and then shows you the results visually so it's easy to understand.
So instead of me stressing over spreadsheets for hours,
yeah,
I could just get a clear recommendation.
Exactly. And the best part is it's not static, The AI can keep adding new info as it comes in, so your decision matrix is always up to date.
Okay, so we've got AI-powered SWOT analyses, decision matrices. What else is getting this AI makeover?
Risk management is another big one. Old school risk assessment, it was all about looking at what happened in the past and kind of guessing what might happen next. AI can actually predict risks before they pop up.
So instead of just reacting to problems, we can actually prevent them.
Exactly. Imagine an AI that's constantly looking at social media, news feeds, financial data, all of it, looking for patterns and warning signs.
Wow.
That kind of heads up could be huge for businesses.
For sure. Okay, but it seems like we keep talking about how businesses can use this stuff. What about regular people, like me? How can I use AI and these frameworks to make better decisions in my own life?
That's a great point. And honestly, the same ideas apply whether you're running a company or just trying to figure out your own life, AI can bring more structure and use data to help you make any kind of decision.
So let's say I'm trying to decide if I should buy that fancy new computer I've had my eye on. Or maybe, like that super high-tech exercise bike. Could AI help me with that?
Definitely. There are AI-powered tools that can do like a cost-benefit analysis.
Right.
They look at the price, the features, how long it'll last, even how much you could sell it for later, and then tell you which option gives you the most bang for your buck.
That's so helpful. I'm terrible at making those kinds of decisions, especially when I'm excited about some shiny new gadget.
And it's not just about money either. AI can help us make healthier choices. Imagine like a personalized health app that uses AI to look at your lifestyle, what you eat, how much you exercise, even your genes and the environment you live in, and then gives you advice on how to improve your health.
So it wouldn't just be like, eat more veggies. It would actually be like, these specific veggies are best for you.
Exactly. It could create a whole meal plan just for you, recommend exercises that fit your needs, and even warn you about potential health risks so you can catch things early.
Okay, sign me up for that AI health coach.
Okay.
What about relationships, though? Can AI help us make better decisions in our personal lives?
That's a really interesting area. It's still early days, but there's definitely potential. Imagine an app that uses AI to analyze how you and your partner communicate, what you have in common, even your personalities, and then suggests ways to improve your relationship.
Wow, that's both cool and kind of freaky at the same time. It feels like AI is becoming a part of everything we do.
It is, and that's why it's important to remember that AI is just a tool. We have to use it responsibly and ethically, but the potential benefits are huge. AI can help us make smarter decisions, in every part of our lives. That means we can get more done, get better results, and ultimately live happier, more fulfilling lives.
This whole deep dive has been amazing. We've covered so much ground, from like AI 101 to all these incredible ways it's being used in the real world.
It's really exciting stuff.
It is. But I know we've only scratched the surface. What other cool developments should we be keeping an eye out for in the AI world, especially when it comes to making decisions? Welcome back to the deep dive. Man, we've been talking about how AI is changing the game with frameworks and decision making, and I gotta say, I'm feeling pretty pumped.
Yeah, it's definitely exciting stuff.
It is.
Yeah.
But I'm also curious about, what's next? What's coming down the pipeline for AI and frameworks? What should we be looking out for?
Well, one thing that's getting a lot of attention right now is something called explainable AI, or XAI for short.
Explainable AI.
Yeah, it's all about making AI more transparent, Like right now, some AI systems are kind of like a black box. They give you an answer, but you don't really know how they got there.
Right.
XAI is trying to change that, make the reasoning behind those AI decisions more clear so we can actually understand it.
Makes sense. I mean, it's one thing to get a recommendation from an AI, but it's another thing to actually trust it.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. And XAI isn't just about trust, it's also about learning.
Oh, interesting.
By seeing how the AI came to a conclusion, we can learn new things about the problem ourselves.
So it's not just about getting answers from the AI, it's about the AI teaching us how to think better.
Right. It's like a collaboration.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
Okay, what else is coming up? Anything else on the horizon?
Another exciting area is AI that can actually create new frameworks, tailored to specific situations. Right now, we're mostly using AI to improve existing frameworks.
Right.
But imagine an AI that could analyze a problem and design a brand new framework just to solve that problem.
Whoa, that would be wild. Like having an AI consultant who builds you a custom decision-making process.
Exactly.
What would that even look like?
Okay, so let's say you're a city planner and you're trying to figure out how to deal with traffic.
That's right. Big problem in a lot of cities.
Huge. And AI could look at traffic patterns, where people live, the roads and infrastructure, even what people are saying on social media about traffic.
All of that.
All of it. And then it could design a framework that takes all of that into account and recommends specific solutions.
That's amazing. It feels like we're moving from AI as a tool to AI as a partner.
Yeah, I think that's a great way to put it. And as AI keeps getting smarter, we're going to see even more incredible developments in this area. AI-powered frameworks are going to become super sophisticated, personalized, and just integrated into our lives in ways we can't even imagine yet.
Okay, so what does all of this mean for us regular folks? How can we get ready for this future where AI is helping us make all these decisions?
Well, the most important thing is to, stay curious, stay informed, keep learning about AI and how frameworks work. Don't be afraid to try out new tools and see what works for you. And remember, AI is a tool. We have to use it responsibly and ethically.
Those are all great points.
Nah.
This deep dive has been a real eye-opener for me. I feel like I have a much better grasp on what AI-powered frameworks are all about, and I'm really excited about the potential they have.
Me too. It's a fascinating field, and it's changing so quickly it's hard to keep up, but in a good way.
For sure. And for our listeners who are feeling just as inspired as I am, where can they go to learn more? Any good resources out there?
Yeah, we've got some links in the show notes, articles, videos, even some interactive stuff you can play around with.
Oh, cool.
And there are tons of online communities where you can connect with other people who are into this stuff too.
Awesome. We'll make sure to include all of that in the show notes. And before we sign off, I want to leave everyone with one last thought. We've talked a lot about the power of AI, how it can help us make better decisions.
Right.
But I think it's super important to remember that the human element is still crucial. AI can give us data, insights, recommendations, all of that, but ultimately, the decision is still ours to make.
Couldn't agree more.
We need to use our judgment, our intuition, our values to guide us. It's about finding that balance.
Absolutely. AI is a powerful tool, but it's not a replacement for human wisdom and experience. The best decisions come from combining the best of both worlds, the analytical power of AI with the understanding and empathy that only humans can bring to the table.
That's a great way to put it. Well, folks, that's it for our deep dive into the world of AI-powered frameworks. We've covered a lot of ground today, from the technical stuff to real-world applications, and even a peek into what the future might hold. I hope you've enjoyed the journey as much as we have, and remember, the future of decision-making is in our hands. Let's use this incredible technology wisely to build a better world for ourselves and for generations to come.